What's behind all this? Christy Siefkin went to check it out. She joins us now.
This entire park used to be covered in grass, but now it's covered in a sea of rocks just like these. And parents are pretty upset. They say that their kids are getting injured on the rocks, and even worse, they're running across the street to try to get to areas that have grass on them. And all this because the HOA says it wants to save money. 500 tons of rock covering this once grassy park.
It's a waste of space. They spent all this money to put all these nice upgrades in, and then they dumped rock on it.
Cassandra Edel and her family live just around the corner from Sandwick Park. It's inside the Castlegate community in Santan Valley. Value over time.
And now it's like a prison rec yard. I was a correctional officer for almost 4 years, and I feel like I'm back in prison again.
Chad Hale says his 4 kids don't want to play in the park anymore. He's afraid water costs will be replaced with weed-killing fees. The HOA says residents had the chance to speak up at open meetings long before the rock.
It's a huge, ugly park.
The HOA will be holding a meeting before the end of the month. Cassandra tells us that she and several other parents will be attending to see if they can resolve the situation. Reporting in Santan Valley, I'm Christy Siefkin, Fox 10 News.
An Indiana school principal jumps into action to help save a student with a heart.
Steve, this man walked in with a cache of weapons. He was dressed in all black and actually wearing body armor. Police tell us that his goal was to target cops.
A person that wanted to cause harm to Phoenix officers.
It's an arrest that potentially saved countless lives. Phoenix police believe the man on the floor came to Phoenix Comic-Con ready for a shootout, armed with 3 handguns, a shotgun, knives, and ammunition. He walked through the convention center and stayed away from security throughout the day.
Were his weapons checked, or did he not get that far?
They were not checked.
Police were tipped off by one of his friends. She told police he was acting strangely and posting pictures of cops on his social media pages. One of the attendees today told us his family member is a Phoenix police officer, and he heard about the ordeal instantly.
We've been nervous for this family member for a long time, since this last year, as cops have become a very, very big target for a lot of people.
Phoenix police have not released the suspect's name, only confirming that this is a photo of his arrest. A lot of people were inside the convention center today with toy.
It would be our due diligence to be aware of things like that.
Today, prop weapons will not be allowed. Right now, they're actually tagging prop weapons to show that they are safe. But after today, you will need to leave your prop weapons at home. And also, there's going to be more security, police say, and more officers that are in uniform and undercover. So, of course, we're going to keep you updated throughout the next couple of days, especially if you plan to come here, because all I can say is you're going to need to pack your patience because a lot more security is in place. Reporting live, Courtney Griffin, Fox 10 News.
Yeah, Courtney, things have definitely changed. That is for sure. A Valley radio host saw this commotion as officers struggled with the suspect. Fox 10's Stefania Okoli spoke to him and joins us now live with what he witnessed. Stefania, this guy saw it all go down.
Yeah, exactly, Mark, and it was pretty scary for him as well. He said that the whole ordeal lasted about 30 minutes. He was upstairs from where we are now when he saw it start to happen. Officers pushed him back. He then saw 5 to 6 officers on top of the man. He said that next to him he saw several weapons that he said looked real. Take a listen to what he had to say about this situation.
At least one real live weapon, a sheathed knife, like a combat knife, and then like a utility belt of some sort. And as I was still trying to get the story or scoop back and forth, they kind of took some vest of some sort off his person too and like threw it on the ground.
Was it the kind of security that you think that they would and should have?
I would think it should be a little stronger. Just because, like you said, the amount of people, and then with all these costumes and whatnot, you got so many nuances where things could be hidden. At least a metal detector or two.
Yeah, metal detector is not the case.
customers money to pay his personal income taxes. I did call the Pierce household and got no answer this afternoon. Left
is accused of giving Pierce's wife a job to funnel money to the regulator.
Another big story we're working on tonight is something that hits very close to home for all of us here in the desert.
Yeah, we're talking about your air conditioner, and due to new regulations, do you need to buy a brand new AC?
Team 12's William Pitts is verifying it for us tonight. Will?
In the next few years, the stuff that makes your old air conditioner run is going to be phased out by the EPA. So what does that mean for you? Does that mean that you're going to have to buy an entirely new air conditioner?
The culprit is called R22, but you know it as Freon. By 2020, the feds won't let anyone make it anymore. It depletes the ozone layer.
There's a lot of people scaring people that there's no R22 or Freon available and that you have to replace your unit. That's not necessarily the case.
Not immediately anyway. The EPA is not going to come to your house in 2020 and say you need a new air conditioner.
It has a model and serial number.
But Mike Donnelly with Donnelly Heating and Air says no air conditioner lasts forever. And since R22 is getting more expensive as we use up what's left, a leak could be astronomical to fix.
And a lot of times that's when you decide.
I have to base my cooking around, do I have enough bottled water to make pasta, rice, or do I want to make sewage soup tonight, you know?
Now, news of the federal indictment against the owner of Johnson Utilities and learning that their water and sewage rates were allegedly going toward Johnson's personal tax expenses, they're just as angry with the Arizona Corporation Commission that oversees the utility company, and they're demanding answers.
I'd like to know when we're going to get the money back that shouldn't have been passed on to us as a ratepayer.
I just believe that the relationships between George Johnson and the Corporation Commissioners, past and present, need to be reviewed and literally dug into. We have questioned it for years.
Just a lot of trust lost in this community between the people, the state, and their elected commissioners. They feel the ACC should have their interests at heart, not the utility company. Reporting live in Pinal County, Sonu Basu, ABC 15, Arizona.
All right, Sonu, thank you. Of course, you can count on ABC 15 to stay on top of this developing story. Our 10 o'clock team all
happen and let the judge rule, and then go through the normal appeals process, because somebody of that kind of age could even die during the appeals process, in which case the conviction will never be reversed. It just stands.
The team is asking the Supreme Court to expedite its decision since the trial is set to begin June 26th. Arpaio is facing 6 months in jail if convicted. Danielle Miller, Fox 10 News.
And new at 6, a military tank that Arpaio received from the Army has now been removed from its spot.
Temperatures down. A big dose of cooler air coming in over the next couple of days as we get a break from the
seriously by the administration. The allegations are separate from the December sexual assault that resulted in 2 Mountain Ridge wrestlers being indicted. Now, a Deer Valley Unified spokesperson is downplaying any notion that there's a bullying problem, saying administrators do not believe bullying is an overriding issue at the school.